Graduates of 2010, this is an exciting day. It does not seem all that long ago that Bryant Ruck and I posed for pictures as we headed off to kindergarten. Now, here we are again, lined up for pictures as we wrap up our high school careers. Before I start, I'd like to give a few thank yous. First of all, there's no way I could be where I am today without Jesus. My faith has carried me through all 4 years of high school, and I want to give all the credit to he who deserves it, God. Also, I'd like to thank my grandparents, Harvey Bach and Don and Jocelyn Bussies. Lastly, I want to thank my parents, Glenn and Lisa. I love them so much. My mom and dad have put such a ridiculous amount of hours into caring for and raising me. They have supported my thousands of hours of sports, as well as put up with my cranky attitude when I was sick of homework late at night. I'm sure I, as well as every one of the graduating students, still do not fully appreciate what our parents and guardians have done for us. So yeah, I'd like to say thank you to every one of you. Now back to my speech. In the late 1990s, when our class began its journey through the Zeeland public school systems, another cast of characters began their journey at the bottom of the sea in a town called Bikini Bottom. That's right, I'm talking about SpongeBob SquarePants. Some people may describe my favorite show as nautical nonsense. They may even go as far as calling me a barnacle head for liking it. But there are actually many life lessons that can be drawn from SpongeBob for the class of 2010. First of all, be determined. There are countless examples of SpongeBob's determination on the show, but my favorite is his unstoppable quest to get his boating license. Although he has failed miserably hundreds of times, he always gets right back up on his feet and tries again. He has set a goal, and nothing is going to stop him. Everybody knows the story of Michael Jordan getting cut from his high school basketball team. He persevered, though, as we all know, and the rest is history. Zeeland West has its own success story. I always chuckle when I look in the yearbook and see the picture of Troy Hammond running track for a 5-minute mile, and a little broken collarbone was not going to get in his way. Along with the picture was a quote from Troy that said, "There was a time I thought about stopping, but then I remembered to persevere." I don't know if he was 100% serious when he said this, but it doesn't undermine the importance of determination in our lives. It's super sweet that we have gone through 12 years of school, but we still have a whole life ahead of us. We have to stay determined and work hard. So I challenge you to set goals for yourself, and then show the same determination to achieve them, as both Troy and SpongeBob did. The second lesson from SpongeBob is be positive. As a fry cook at the Krusty Krab restaurant, SpongeBob does not have the greatest job in the world. However, this does not stop him from bringing his upbeat, optimistic attitude to work every day. In fact, he's received the Employee of the Month award every single month. It's not always easy to keep a positive attitude. This is one lesson that I learned firsthand during my high school career. Although I had great experiences out on the soccer field and tennis court, basketball was not so good for me. My sophomore year, I was a third-string bench warmer that averaged about 3 minutes a game. And I'm not going to lie, I was pretty bummed out at first. But as the season grew on, I figured out that I still had an important role. Playing with the first-string guys and encouraging the other bench warmers and just having a good time with my teammates and the coach just made the season a success. So, positive attitude does not come naturally. It has to be an intentional decision. So follow SpongeBob's lead and make each day a better one by choosing to be positive. The last lesson I want to share from SpongeBob is also my favorite one, and probably the most important. Bloom where you are planted. SpongeBob has a friend named Sandy Cheeks, who was born in Texas but moved to Bikini Bottom. Despite being transplanted, she thrives under the sea. It reminds me of a plaque that my grandma Ada used to have in her living room. Although you probably cannot read it, it says, "Bloom where you are planted." Our circumstances may take us places we don't really want to go. Nobody knew this better than Wallace Johnson. I'm sure almost nobody knows who Wallace Johnson is, but when he was 40, he worked in a sawmill. One morning, his boss told him, "You're fired." It was during the Depression that he lost his job, and him and his wife desperately needed all the money that he had been taking in. When he went home and told his wife what had happened, she asked, "What are you going to do now?" He replied, "I'm going to sell our little home and go into the building business." Although he started out with 2 small buildings, within a few years, Wallace Johnson became a multimillionaire. He even went on to build many of the Holiday Inn motels that we have come to know and love. Just as the door to the sawmill slammed shut, the door to Wallace Johnson's future opened. He didn't despair when his circumstances changed. He bloomed. My grandma Ada, who passed away 5 years ago, had such a strong faith. She often said that God works all things together for good, for those who love him. That's why her little bloom where you are planted sign was so important to her, and also is to me. You see, my grandma believed we each have a special calling, and whether that job is a nurse, a teacher, a carpenter, or an accountant, we should bloom where we are planted and do the very best job we can, whatever it may be. Class of 2010, we were all planted at Zeeland West High School 4 years ago. As our high school careers come to an end, we can look back and see how each of us has bloomed in our own unique way. Today, we are again being sent out into the world as seeds. Some of us are headed to college, while others into the workforce and into the military. It doesn't matter which direction we are going, it just matters that wherever we are planted, we persevere and make a positive difference in the world. I'd like to wrap things up here and leave you guys with this. Hey Z West, this is a rap from me to you. If y'all don't like it, please do not boo. Anyways, here we go. This is my rap about graduation. 4 years in high school, yeah, all that. So let's start with the teachers. So spunky, enthusiastic, so sweet. It's been a love-hate relationship. They gave us so much homework during the week. But when we look back upon it, it was probably good. They've helped us accomplish more than we ever could by ourselves. However, we still gotta take some cred. We've worked mega late at night while our parents were in bed. We're so well-rounded. We study and play Pokemon. We manage our time, play sports, and still somehow keep our swag on. But it's not about just us and the teachers. We have to thank our parents for their support. At home and on the bleachers, Miss Johnson, her word on lower so great, they've given us direction, leadership, suspensions that we'll learn to appreciate. Appreciate. ADP, RACIATE, we're finally done. Here's a list of some memories. 9th grade freshmen, we didn't know what we were doing. Then we attended the Quack Pack, Winterfest, and Homecoming. We made some history when Chris Schulisland dunked into basketball. Our bodies began to grow, changed, life became a lot less dull. As sophomores and juniors, we thought we were sweet. We looked down at the freshmen and said, hey, you guys are like the dirt at our feet. Little did we know that we were still not cool. 1% better maybe, but still 99% tools. Each of us had a birthday, we became the big 1-6. Some of us got their licenses and new cell phones that could take cool pics. All these years were quickly over. Yeah, they were good years. And then we became seniors. Yeah, this senior year, we were definitely sweet. We set some high precedents that the lower classes surely cannot beat. We're full of integrity, intellectual, nice and caring, crazy athletic, sometimes quite daring. Okay. So I promise I'll be done if I can have one wish granted. Please go out into the world, do work, and bloom where you are planted.